Hello everybody, Mr. K again here to tell you again about more stuff that we have here in the Makerspace. We've taken a look at our hand tools, we've taken a look at our saws, both pull saws and power saws. This video is going to focus on our drills, the different things that we use to drive screws and drill holes into our various projects. The first thing that we have in our drill family is this. We saw this once before when we talked about Big Red or George. This is our hand drill. These are battery powered. And again, you know how much battery you have left by the little lights on the side. One green light means I have enough charge for this video, but I better plug it in after the fact to charge it for the next person. We also said with these particular drills, to get out this part that we call the bit, we simply turn this plastic piece on the end to loosen it up. And again, these drills all come with this bit inside. It is the plus or Phillips on one side and the minus or flathead on the other. For this video, we are going to demonstrate with the plus, or the Phillips head side of the drill. So I'm going to reinsert that bit into my drill. I'm going to make sure that it's lined up proper so that it's in there nice and straight for best results. Okay, so I tighten that in there, just like that. And we're ready to go. So the first thing I do is I take my most important tool, my pencil, and I mark where it is exactly I want my screw to go. So I'm just going to say that's where I want it to go. I then line up the piece of wood where I want it to be on my whatever it is I'm drilling it into, and I grab what is called a wood screw, which looks like this. The wood screws that we have here in the Makerspace are plus-headed wood screws, so you can use that plus or Phillips head bit or the Phillips head on the manual screwdrivers. I'm going to take the pointed end of my screw, I'm going to line it up right on that mark that I made. Then I'm going to take my drill, and on the side I'm going to notice the button. It has an arrow on it. I want the arrow to point this way, so I want it to point towards the drill bit. That means that the drill is going to spin forward, so the screw is going to go into the wood. Then I add this, and screw goes into the wood. And we're set. They're attached. Now let's say I want to get this screw out. So then I will push the gray button so the button goes the opposite way. Then I can use this to remove the screw. It can go backwards. Now you might have noticed this kicked a little bit and wobbled a little bit. That might happen. If it does happen, slow down. Take a second to hold on to it more tightly, and then let it go. Now, you might come into a situation where it's called stripping the screw. Stripping the screw has a very distinct sound. Let's see if this drill has enough charge left in it to make that sound. Hear that sound? That means the drill is unable to grab onto the screw, and all it's doing is tearing that screw apart. Eventually, if you do that enough, this screw becomes impossible to remove, which could ruin the project you're working on. So if you hear the bit just jumping around inside the slot but not gripping the screw, stop drilling. You need either a different tool or a different screw, because what you're doing isn't going to work. So that is the hand drill, and again, take a look at it. If you don't have many lights, plug this guy in, charge it up for the next person. Okay, sometimes this drill can be used to make holes, not just to add screws. So again, we twist this, we pull out the bit. Now these bits, we got to make sure we do not lose these. So set these in a knife-safe spot, so when you're ready for it, you know exactly where to find it, so you can put it back in the drill before it goes back into George. Inside George, you might remember, were the drill bits. To open the drill bits, squeeze the bottom, lift off the top. That'll take out the bits. Choose the bit that is best for the job you're trying to do. You want if you're trying to start a hole for a screw, you want one just smaller than the screw. But again, if you're just trying to drill a hole, choose the one that best fits the hole you're trying to make. we add it inside here, and again, we just twist. Twist, 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 until it grabs on to the bit. And again, we want to make sure that it's in there centered, otherwise it's going to wobble, and it's not going to be as effective. Now, we don't just drill straight into wood on the table, because if the drill goes through, it's going to go through right onto the table. Again, is that a big deal that we put a hole in the table? No, not really. But we'd like to avoid it if we can, just so the tabletops don't get completely destroyed. So you just need another piece of wood. I happen to have another piece right here, piece of scrap wood. I'm just going to put that right underneath. I set my drill to the forward setting. Use my most important tool to mark where I want the hole to be. Take my drill. And drill right through. So I've got a nice hole all the way through there. Let's see right there from the drill. You'll also notice I did hit the drill board, so it's a good thing it was back there, otherwise I'd have drilled my table. Okay, when I'm done with that, again, remove the bit, place it back in the bit holder, put this bit back in the drill, charge it if I have to, if not, right back in the drawer. Okay, what if this isn't enough to drill a hole in your piece of wood? Or what if you need a hole that is completely straight? You need to guarantee that the hole is straight. This you can't guarantee. This, if you move your hand even a little bit, it's going to go in crooked. You might think that it's straight, but it may not be when you need it to be. So we have another tool to make our straight holes and to drill our more hardcore materials. This is the tool that we call the drill press. It's called that because it's a drill and it presses down into what it's drilling. Great name, defines itself. With the drill press, you'll notice here that the bits go in here. Now you can twist this just like you can on your hand drills, but that's not always going to be enough. Sometimes you're going to need it to be in there a little tight. So I'm going to add this bit. I place this in the drill, and I'm going to twist it tight. Now, I'm going to make sure that it's centered. And I'm going to get it in there tight. But with this tool, as fast as it spins, doing it by hand isn't enough. So you need this. This is called the chuck key, like the name Chuck Key. The chuck key grips into here, and you can make sure that that's nice and tight, so it's not going to fly out on you. Now, for the drill press, you take the piece of wood that you want to drill, line it up on the press with the mark, put on your safety goggles, hit the power switch. You need to hold on with one hand while you drill with the other. Now, the hole didn't go all the way through. Didn't make it. So, I need to raise this platform because I had this too low and it didn't go all the way through my piece of wood. So in the back of the drill press, turn this little key back here and it loosens the platform. Now, I can slide the platform up or down, wherever I want it to be. I can tighten this key back up. Now, I hit the drill, hold it steady, right through that piece of wood. Now you can see, right through that piece of wood. Drill press can also be used on our thicker cuts of wood. Now you'll notice it's too low. I can't get the drill on there. So again, I come back here, loosen my key, drop the platform down a bit, and retighten. Piece of wood Slides under easy. Activate the drill. The hole went all the way through. Turn it off when I'm done. Use the chuck key to loosen it. Do the rest by hand until the bit falls out. Put the bit back in my holder. Put the lid right back on top. Now, with these bits, you'll notice that some of them are really, really big, especially these across the back. The motor in this drill press is not strong enough for these really big bits. It's just not. So we're going to stick to the bits that are in the front row and halfway through the second row. Anything more than that, this drill just doesn't have the power to push it through some of these thicker pieces of wood. So we are instead going to stick to the smaller ones for that. If you really need to get a big hole into a piece of wood, talk to Mr. K. He has one more tool that can make that happen, but it's in his classroom, not in the makerspace. That is the drill family. Again, our hand drills, which we can use for screws and for drilling holes, and our drill press, which we can use for making straight line holes in much bigger pieces of wood. Thanks for watching. See you next time.